She's the secret weapon behind countless comedic successes, a master of improv, a guru of connection, and a champion for authentic self-expression. Get ready to experience the transformative power of Claudine Ullman!
Ladies, hello gorgeous, hello gorgeous, hello gorgeous, hello gorgeous. Welcome to the Comedy Career Catalyst Challenge. I am so excited that you guys are here with me today. Well done. Let me be the first to congratulate you on taking the first step to turning your passions into profits, becoming profitable, and actually making some bloody money from comedy. So can we just go crazy? Show me your hands and say, yes, I am ready to make money from comedy. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. Okay, brilliant. I want you to just close your eyes and I want you to picture, okay, being known not only for your comedy, so walking into a room and everyone knowing your name already because your comedy speaks before you do. So how many of you want that? Yes, say yes, right? And also, how many of you want your comedy career to pay your bills without needing to beg for gigs, wait to be discovered, or be reliant on an agent? Give me an amen. Yes, I do. Brilliant. Well, over the next 5 days, I'm going to share with you the strategy, the clarity, the confidence to build a profitable comedy career, my angel doves. Okay. If nobody knows your name yet, if you already have a gazillion followers on Instagram, YouTube, and you still are not profitable, angel doves, you are in the right space. Okay. So today we're going to start at the beginning. And we're going to show up for your dream and we are going to own it like the CEO of comedy that you ladies and gents, who knows who's going to enter this call, are. Okay, so can we go poop crazy? Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready in the comments. Give me some fire emojis. Okay, this is my new vision, mission, dream, goal. Because the Claudine of 10 years ago wished, hoped, prayed, dreamt that comedy could be a career and it could be something that pays me monthly. And I was sitting on the sidelines, babes, waiting. I was waiting for that agent to come to me. Okay? And I created the Comedy Career Catalyst Challenge because I don't want you to do any more waiting. So if you are done waiting, give me a hell yes in the comments. Hell yes, fire, emojis, whatever. Okay? If it's okay with you, can I tell you who I am, where I came from, why you guys are here, and why you're listening to me? So I am a comedian from South Africa. I have recently moved to the UK, and for the last 2 decades, I have been working, making money from comedy. It's been my full-time career. I've been owning it like a boss, okay? And I charge £100,000 for a VIP day today, and it wasn't always like this. Wasn't always like this. So I, like a lot of you, put your hands up and just let me know, who went to university here? Study drama performance, yes. Because we had bought into the lie that if we go to university and study our craft and acting and all of this, we'll come out with a clear vision of what to do next, how to make money. Okay, so we had bought into the lie that university equals stability. Okay, and we had this rule. I don't know if it's the same here in the UK, but we had this rule that we were only allowed to find an agent in our fourth year, which is the dumbest thing in the world. I mean, university should be a time where we are experimenting and failing and learning and doing the crap jobs where we, just aren't performing well and all of that and failing and whatever. And anyway, they said to us you were only allowed to find an agent in fourth year. So fourth year comes. We're now almost ready to leave. I have my CV. On my CV are two little lines that I am so proud of that I have done. And one of them is like an extra in like your guys' EastEnders. It would be equivalent to that. Okay. And I remember taking the CV and I had gotten an interview with the top agent in South Africa. And I was excited. I was excited because I was like, this is it. I've made it. I've made it. I've hit the bloody big time. He's going to look at my two things. He's going to look at my dazzling personality. I'm in there, right? I walk in. He takes one look at me, doesn't even look at the CV, and he says, Claudine, you're too large to be in the industry. Now, how many of you have ever been looked directly in the eye, yet felt completely unseen? Because that's exactly what happened to me. Now, it wasn't the last time I've been called too large or too big, but it was the last time that I would let those words define me. Now, I remember for about 2-3 weeks, I was lying in the fetal position, thinking about the teaching degree I'm going to have to do in order to become a nursery school teacher because I'm good with kids, which means there's money in teaching, and that's how I'm going to make it work. And maybe if I'm lucky, I can teach drama. Okay. So I was absolutely depressed and I had a dream board. And on my dream board, I had Amy Poehler. And Amy Poehler had said this line, which I will never forget. She said, improv is like the military. We leave no man behind. And I had this quote. And something struck a chord so deep in me because I had felt so left behind by an industry that had promised me that I would get in on talent. Okay. So I knew I had to do whatever it took to become so good at comedy that they couldn't ignore me. So I had no money, just come out of varsity, spent everything on, was in student debt, spent everything on living and life, and had to, but I was determined and I had to do whatever it takes. So I applied to every single funding organization in the entire bloody world until I finally got the funding that I needed to travel to New York, LA, and Chicago for as long as I could to study improv, comedy, and stand-up. And while I'm talking to you, I have full body cold shivers because this undoubtedly changed the trajectory of my life. When you have that amount of money, when you've seen no money, and you have that amount of money coming into your account, and you know that that money would really help for rent, and it would really help for food, and it would really help for this. But instead, you take that money and you say, I'm going to invest the money into training to become the best version of me. Something happens in your brain where your brain goes, right, we mean business. And I took this huge amount of money and put all of this money into becoming the best version of me. And while I was in New York, LA, and Chicago, I had two major ahas. Aha number one, okay? Aha number one was I realized, oh, wait, I'm not here to get good at stand-up, at improv, at clowning. I'm here to get good at me. Because what happened was I discovered my unique genius. Not what is funny about Dave Chappelle and Sarah Silverman and Chelsea Handler and all these other comedians who can write jokes like it's nobody's business. But what is funny about me? So I realized, oh, I don't need to get good at comedy. I'm not here to get good at comedy. I'm here to get good at me. And my vision, my mission, my goal needs to be so good at me that nobody can ignore me. Okay? The second aha I had was I was in the class and not everybody was comedians. I was in the improv class and there was Jane, who was a med student, and there was Susan, who was law. I don't even understand exactly what she did. Okay. But people were there, people were in the improv class and the comedy class to get good at life. And I was like, wait, this thing doesn't exist in Africa. So I am going to come back to Africa and start the first for Africa improv comedy training company for corporates, for business, for humans who want to develop in their life. And so Jittery Citizens was born. Now, over the last 2 decades, living in South Africa, I have worked with companies like Mercedes and Ogilvy and Netflix. As I say, I charge £100,000 for a VIP day. I've performance directed for comedians on Netflix. I've performance directed for Showmax. And I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this to impress upon you the power of deciding to go all in on the comedy business side of things. Deciding to go all in on you. To invest in yourself. As I say, the transformation is in the transaction, people. Can you give me some fire emojis in the comments? Let me know that you're alive. Okay? Because the moment I had a switch that said, Claudine, you're really good at your style of comedy. Claudine, you're really good at coaching. But you know what you're not good at? You're not good at entrepreneurship. I knew nothing about the business side of comedy, about making money. I thought that I am going to make money the moment I am on Netflix. And let me tell you something. I got onto Netflix. I got paid total crap. It was the first ever for Africa Netflix show. And they said, look, fees are low, budgets are low. They're taking a chance on us. Do you want to be a part of it? And I said, absolutely. So I was involved. Was I rich? Hell no. Hell no. So I knew I had to go all in on the comedy side of business. And this is why you guys showed up here today, so that you guys can go all in on the comedy side of business. Now, I know because I am one of you, because I have been where you have been, I understand what is holding you back. Claudine, you're asking yourself, Claudine, I'm a comedian. I am dedicated to my craft. What are you trying to tell me to say I now need to study entrepreneurship? This sounds impossible. Can we just all agree and say, Claudine, you do the hard work, or you've done the hard work, you've done the failing so that I don't have to. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay? Because it doesn't have to be so difficult, but what needs to change is the false beliefs and the false identities that I'm not a business person, I'm a performer. Okay? Business will ruin my creativity. In fact, it will do the exact opposite. It will give you the structure in which to create and perform. And what you'll see is you'll start finding that people are starting to come into your world. The moment you start signaling, I'm a professional, I got this down, I know what I'm doing. Okay? Another limiting belief. If I'm good enough, success will find me. Yes, my angel, I was there too. I was praying to the Lords that I'm just going to do me. I'm going to go out every single night and perform my little heart out. And I'm going to get discovered. Now, how many of you have felt like that at some point in your career? If the show is only good enough, if I only win these amounts of awards, if I can sell out, if this reviewer comes to the show, I know because I was there. I know because I was there. Okay. So talent alone is not enough. Talent without positioning is actually invisible. And you cannot get booked if no one can find or understand you. Okay. Or if you don't have the systems in place to represent your damn self. Okay. Now, for those of you who are thinking, I don't want to sell myself, it feels gross. Sales is desperate, sales is sleazy. I want you to reframe the way you look at sales. Sales is a service, okay? But my job, my mission is to serve you in the best way possible that you leave the next 5 days, and if you've upgraded to VIP, the next 6 days, getting so much information, and not even so much information because that sounds overwhelming, but the tools and the techniques to go out there and to represent your damn self, to turn yourself into a business and to be of service to other people. So can we start thinking of sales as service, please? Now, for those of you who are thinking, okay, cool. I'm a comedian. Besides for comedy, I wouldn't even know what to sell. Or besides for like my one-woman show, or my one-man show, I wouldn't even know what to sell. That is what we are here to do, my angels. We are going to be discussing that your only value is not on stage. It lies beyond the stage. And I want to give you the tools and the techniques to know that if you are not performing, if I'm not going to comedy tonight and not performing tonight, I'm still making money. I still have money coming in. How liberating, how joyous, how incredible is that? Please give me some emojis, some I claim it, some yes, that money is mine in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who are saying, I don't have a big enough audience to build a business, love this, okay? Love it when people say this because I don't have a big enough audience, or I don't have a big audience to other people, to what other people think. I've got, maybe a few thousand followers on every platform. But what I do have is adoring, loyal fans. And there's a book, I think the book is called, I'll put it in the chat afterwards so I can look it up for you. I think it is called, I've read it so long ago, 1,000 Loyal Fans, or 100, I think it's 1,000 Loyal Fans. And it's basically about all you need is 1,000 adoring fans who love, like, and trust you in order to be able to sell your services. Okay? 100 true adoring fans can generate consistent income if it is positioned well. So for those of you who are sitting here with 1,000 people across social media platforms, babes, I've got you. For those of you who are sitting there and you are sitting on 1 million TikTok followers, I got you too. Because I know lots of comedians who are sitting, and there are so many of my students who are sitting on 150,000 followers on Instagram, 150,000 followers on TikTok, and they have no idea how to monetize. They're still not profitable. Okay. For those of you who are like, I don't want to look like one of those cringe influencer comedy coaches. Okay. And to that, I say, you don't need to be coaching coaching doesn't have to be part of your offering. It doesn't have to be part of your value ladder. What we're going to do over the next 5 days is design your persona, design what is so uniquely genius, gorgeous, amazing about you that they cannot ignore you. So if you are all in to do that and to leave this, if the only thing you leave with from these 5, 6 days is a greater sense of knowing who you are and what you bring to the world, angel doves, I have done my job. Incredible. I'm bloody changing the world. Okay? For those of you who are feeling like the industry should come to me, I shouldn't have to chase it. Let me tell you something. I'm the queen of chasing. I have chased every opportunity and I've chased those opportunities away because chasing equals desperation and I've been desperate. Okay? So can we just all choose to make it easier on ourselves? Okay? To walk down a different path where it's not hitting against a brick wall day after day after day, waiting to be discovered. For those of you who are saying it's too early, I've been doing comedy for 5 minutes. This is the perfect time to get started. Oh my goodness, I wish I knew this. I wish I knew this 20 years ago. I wish I knew this 20 years ago. For those of you who have been doing comedy for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and who are still sitting unprofitable, you are wasting your goddamn time. Okay? So can we just all agree to do this much faster and do this like our life depended on it? Because pretty much our livelihoods depend on it. Okay? For those of you who are feeling this is too hard, it's too much, it's not for someone like me, or you believing that like this is not I'm not that kind of comic who can do business. I want to tell you that I knew when I got my first corporate client, I did not know how to invoice. I didn't know how to invoice until the company said to me, Claudine, we need you to send an invoice. And I had to look up how to invoice properly and what to do and how to follow up. I knew nothing. I knew absolutely nothing. Okay. And I've started off with students who have been in the industry, who have been performing for 5 bloody minutes. And if they can do it, you can do it too. Okay. So, would it be okay with you if I share my unique method that I have shared with entrepreneurs, that I have shared with comedians, that I have shared with big celebrities, teaching them how to use this method to actually act as a framework to creating cash flow? Are we okay with that? Can we give me a yes? Hell yes in the comments. Brilliant. Brilliant. I've got all the yeses. Lovely. Okay. So this is my comedy cash flow method. And if you are taking notes, take them now, darling, because we are going to be discussing the overall framework. And step 1 is what we are deep diving in today. So the overall framework is claim, character, community, commerce, continuity. I'll go over that again. That's claim, character, community, commerce, and continuity. Now let's talk about what each of them mean, and then let's deep delve into step one. Okay. So step one is all about identity and intent. Step two, when we talk about character, is about the brand and the vibe, who we are showing up as. Step three is the community, creating loyal fans who love and adore us and trust us and who want to be in our world. Okay. Commerce is number four. There we talk about offers and income, how to make offers, how to generate income. Okay. And step five is continuity. How do we create the systems and how do we scale? Okay. So this is the vehicle. It's not just the laughs, it's cash flow. It's not just funny, it is the key to freedom. Okay. So I want us to talk about claiming our identity. And what I mean by claiming our identity is, how, what, like there's a big fear around being too niche, right? And I just want us to think about who we are and what we offer to the world. What is our identity and what is our intent? So for me, my mission, my vision, my statement is I am a professional comedian who uplifts the lives of others by giving them the gift of laughter. Okay, so what is the identity that you claim as a comedian? And I want us to go through this together. So if you are willing to share, I want you to share with me what you think your identity is. I'm going to give you a framework for how to fill this identity in. Okay, so and then afterwards, your homework is to post a short video in the community and tell me more, go deep, and let's discuss this together so we can give each other feedback. So I want you to write, I am a professional comedian, I'm a hilarious human, I'm a sketch artist, whatever that is, who helps, who serves, who transforms, whatever your audience is. And then how that leads to the transformation. I'm a professional comedian who helps entrepreneurs laugh their way to financial freedom. Okay, so if we are ready, can we please just have a go at this? Can we have a go at this? I also want to talk to you, before we even have a go at this, I want to talk to you about failure, if that's okay. Because we as comedians are experts at failure. And for those of you who have studied improv, even more so. We have this knack to go out there night after night after night, fail, be vulnerable in front of humans, and get back up the next night and do the exact same thing. And let me tell you something. The biggest thing that I have taught with billion-dollar companies and Fortune 500 brands is how to fail. How to fail like a comedian. That has been my most requested. Claudine, come in and work with the team. Teach us how to fail. Okay, so I want to applaud you, first of all, for being able to do it, to do the thing, to go up there night after night after night, to fail, to be vulnerable, to be yourself. You guys are way more ahead in terms of what it takes to run a successful business and to be an entrepreneur than you realize. Awesome. Right. Guys, can we share, if that's okay? If you can unmute yourself. Stephanie, hello, my darling. Can we give this identity thing a go? There are no right answers. if she can unmute herself.
I'm not ready to do this right at this present moment, I'm afraid.
That's perfectly okay, and I totally respect that. I totally respect that. Is there anybody who is ready to do it? Is there anybody who is ready to go all in and to offer up what they're thinking of doing, or we're not ready? Lulu?
I'm not ready from a commercial point of view, but in general, something I like to do is, so I'm a professional comedian I like to use my platform to elevate voices of people who are often seen as token acts on bills. So basically anybody who's not a cishet white guy. There's plenty of them on the bills. So I like to try and find opportunity to balance out and push forward other acts that are from minority groups or global majority groups, make sure that there's proper representation on there, and to try and elevate those voices is what I like to do. How I get to the sort of commercial aspects of that to support community and things, I'm not quite there, but in essence, that's what I like to do from a community standpoint alongside my comedy.
Beautiful. Give it up for Lulu. Incredible, Lulu. Incredible. And let me just say, we don't have to feel ready yet. We don't have to feel ready yet. We don't have to know all the answers, but what we do have to do is we have to just be willing to show up and give it a try. Give it a try and put ourselves out there, know what is special, unique, and genius and wonderful about us, and shine that out into the world. And we don't have to have, nobody's asking us to have a full offer out and ready to, go all in at the moment. No. No. We haven't even discussed that. We haven't even gotten there. All I'm asking you to do is to think for yourselves, and if you are able to share what feels. And when I say feels, feeling is so important, and trusting our gut in this industry is so important and is so important in business. How do we feel like we can impact the lives of others? And it could even be leaning into who we are even more. Stephanie, talk to me, my angel.
Well, I have had this idea because I do a lot of hosting of bingo and musical bingo and these kind of games nights. I'm a professional comedian as well, or a cabaret host, really, comedy host. But I've really noticed with a lot of the interaction that I'm doing with young people that they're not willing to make an idiot of themselves. They're not willing, people my age, over 40, are just like, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
But young people, because of social media and many other things, don't have that freedom. And so I'm thinking of trying to use my skills in my professional idiocy to break down those people's barriers somehow and make them understand that making an idiot of themselves is not the end of the world and is very enjoyable.
Please give it up for Stephanie, who actually does have an identity and an intent. Thank you. Genius. Bloody genius. Absolutely.
I don't know how to do it though.
That's why you're here, my angel.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. And I'm here to hold your hand, and I'm here to walk you through it, because can I tell you something? I didn't know how to do it either, my darling. I didn't know how to do it. And you know what? Can I tell you something? They teach you, for those of you who went to university, they will teach you. I mean, I can method act like it's nobody's business. I can bloody, ask me to become a physical theater table. I don't know if I can still do stuff like that, but ask me to pull the rope. I can bloody pull the rope. Okay. Run a business. Represent myself. Make money. Where was that? Where was that in university? Where the hell was that? Well, let me tell you, angel doves, it is here. It is here, and it is here now, and it is my dream, my mission, my vision, my goal It is what lights me up. It is my act of service to be here and to go, oh, the Claudine of 10 years ago, wish she had this. Wish she had this, because nobody bloody taught us. Nobody taught this. Okay, so I want you to really, and then we're going to go through the others. I want you to really look at how you identify. What is keeping you small? What is holding you back? What are all the things, all the stories you tell yourself? And feel free, please feel free to share them in the comments, because you would be so surprised to know, oh, I'm not the only one who believes that I don't know enough about business to make money consistently, even when I'm not on stage. Okay? I need you to stop identifying as someone who is hustling her absolute boobs off, okay? Hustling her boobs off to perform night after night and grind it out and become the best comedian out there and pray that Trevor Noah will notice me, because then I would have made it big. And you are knocking against a brick wall, because you know what? Maybe you are really lucky and something, fortune favors you and Trevor Noah does notice you. But I've been in a situation where Trevor didn't notice me and it broke me. It broke me. So Trevor was, is it okay if I share a personal story with you about why I feel like this? So Trevor Noah had just gone on the Daily Show, and he came back to South Africa to choose 10 of the top up-and-coming comedians to be chosen for a national televised show called Nationwide. And I, who had been hustling, trying to be like Sarah Silverman, trying to do comedy, set up, punchline, writing jokes, doing all the things right, okay, wasn't chosen. And it broke me. It broke me because I truly believed I was ready. I believed I was ready. And this was another instant in my life where I was like, oh, I'm waiting for approval. I am waiting for approval. And I didn't get it, so it broke me. And let me tell you something. Hindsight is the most gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful thing. Because I look back now, a gazillion years later, and I go, thank you, universe. I was not on that show and I was not chosen. I didn't know my funny. I didn't know my identity. I didn't know what made me special. I didn't know how I served audiences. I didn't know how I stood out. And it was after that experience that I said, no more. No more waiting for agents. No more waiting for Trevor. No more waiting for other people to validate me, my style, and who I am. I made a decision in that moment to go all in and go pro. I was a professional comedian from that moment on, and I want everybody in this room to make the decision today to share with me in the comments, if you are ready, I'm going all in, I'm going pro. And it is a decision. I'm not asking you to commit to anything else but that decision. Go all in, go pro. Okay? Will change the trajectory of your life. Anyone else who is wanting to share, to get feedback, this is your opportunity to get feedback. So for those people who are wanting to share what their identity is, please feel free. Now is the time.
I can share,
Thank you,
Claudine.
Preeti.
Yeah, so just to give, maybe I'll say it in a sentence. So I'm a professional comedian, or I always say I'm a engineer by mistake, a comedian by choice, who lives in Denmark, and who actually helps expats also have a lot of fun through my comedy, because being an expat in a different country is can be very challenging. So through my comedy, I make their life fun in a new country. So I do a lot of jokes related to being an expat in a different country.
As somebody who is living in a different country, Kriti,
Yeah,
I cannot tell you how relatable and how awesome it is to hear different voices and to hear and to not feel alone,
yeah,
because you come to a new country and um I found it very hard, very, very hard to um build a new tribe in a new town.
hmm,
And for those of you who watch my lives or follow me on socials in any way, you'll know that I'm talking about my big goal is to earn £1 million. I want to earn £1 million this year. I want to see if I can implement the strategies that I implemented in South Africa, if I can do it here. And I want you guys to do it with me. And I want you to have the same sorts of audacious goals. Why not? I have a friend of mine who is she is a multi-billionaire. And we actually met through Mrs. South Africa. For those of you who don't know, I entered a beauty pageant. I had major body dysmorphia. And I was like, well, if there is one way to get over major body dysmorphia, it is to enter a beauty pageant and walk a runway in a see-through white costume. And let me tell you something, I fell in love with my labia and fell in love with my cellulite because those labia were hanging out on national television. But I was like, if I can do that, I can do anything. Okay. And one of the women that I met was still a mentor, a dear friend of mine, multi-billionaire. And she turned to me and she said, Claudine, it is as easy to make £1 million as it is to make £1. And for so long, I was like, that's easy for you to say. For so long. And then I was like, oh, wait, I totally get what she is saying. I totally get what she is saying. You can sell 1 million £1 things, which is much harder. Your reach needs to be out to your audience needs to be humongous in order for you to sell 1 million £1 things. Or you can sell 10 £100,000 things. So if I sell 10, yeah, that is the right maths. For a moment, I was like, where's my brain? Okay, 10 £100,000 things. So I said, I'm going to create an offer, a VIP day. You want to work with me? Sure. My rate is £100,000 because then I only need to sell 10 of them. And for those of you who are stuck selling £18, £8 tickets, great. Great. That's one offer. I want to spend the next 5-6 days with you blowing your mind and expanding your mind as to how you too can have £100,000 offer. You can have £1 million offer. And it is as easy to make £1 million as it is to make £1. You just got to go to the right market. There is someone out there who wants Kriti to teach them, show them the way of what it takes, or to entertain them as a foreigner in a new country. They want you to come into their business and do some corporate comedy, whatever the offer is. There is someone out there who is dying to pay you £100,000. How do you get in front of them? Okay. So I just want to quickly go over 2 quick case studies. So I want us to talk about 2 comedians who, one I work very closely with, and another one we all know. So there's a comedian friend of mine, Nina Hasty, who she has been my comedy sister throughout this whole thing. She has a 120,000 followers on Instagram, and Nina and I work very closely together. And if I look at her value ladder and her offering, okay, she started off the same way we all do. She has her one-woman show, ticket to her one-woman show. She has a corporate offering to perform and and do her one-woman show at a corporate level. She has her podcast, okay, where she can do licensing and get sponsorship. She does user-generated content, which is she's a content creator, so she makes funny, hilarious videos and reels that she does for big brands. You are not a one-trick pony. Stop acting like it. Stop acting like it. And I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but I am here to get you out of that small thinking, because I can see your future. Because I've been there and I've worked with enough comics, enough humans, enough entrepreneurs to know that this works. It's doable. I've seen enough people go from where you are to where you want to be using this framework. Let's look at Kevin Hart. Let's look at somebody who is worth a gibajillion. I mean, I don't know. Is he worth actually $1 billion? I don't know. I don't know if his brand is worth $1 billion, but he's worth enough money for us to go, ooh, he's big. Okay. Let's look at someone like Kevin Hart. Let's look at his offering. Okay. His active service, his identity, right? He has his one-man show, which he sells to arenas. He has his, I'm sure he does corporates, he does corporate shows. He has his movies. He has his YouTube channels. He's been on Shark Tank. So he's a venture capitalist. He invests in companies. I mean, I'm not too sure if he has any products. If there's any products that he has, like, for example, The Rock has tequila, and Fenty Beauty, Rihanna has Fenty Beauty, for example. All of these things are different acts of service, different pieces of value that allows you to say, I'm a comedian, but how can I act like an entrepreneur to make this comedy thing work? To make money. Okay? So that I get to spend time doing what I love, selling out shows, because I know how to market now, selling out shows, performing around the world, doing what I need to do. Okay? And I know how to do it with so much conviction that there's no way I can lose if I do it properly. Okay, so angel doves. Now that we've talked about the case studies, I just want us to quickly have some time for ahas takeaways? Anything that you want to share? Any way that you have felt touched, moved, inspired? What has resonated? What hasn't? Tell me everything. Breakdowns, breakthroughs. Tell me all the things. Anybody? Lulu? And then I'll come to you, Stephanie.
I think for me, it's thinking outside the stream, like you said, the description of like the one woman show, the ticket sales. I think that was, that's your through line, isn't it, for career path? But actually, it makes it, like you say, you give yourself more vocational time to pursue your craft if you aren't working a job that has financial limitations, like a day job. So. Like a traditional day job, like I'm doing at the minute, to support that. So I think it's just the possibilities it's opened my brain up to today.
Gorgeous. Lulu, I've got my pen and paper. Can I tell you what inspired me by what you just said? First of all, give it up for Lulu. Give it up for Lulu for sharing. Thank you, my angel. Do you guys know of what happens to an ant? Okay. Oh, gosh. I don't know. My background is blurred, but it's fine. I'll hold it up. Okay. You've got an ant. This is an ant. If you block if there's an ant on your page and you draw a circle around the ant cannot escape the circle, cannot move out of the circle. Once it figures out, oh, I can move beyond the limitations of the circle, it will never be trapped in the circle again. Once you can see beyond the limitations, once your eyes are open, you will never be trapped in that circle again, my angels. You will never be trapped in that circle again. There's another story that Lulu inspired. Lulu, you're inspiring all the stories that I want to share with you. Do you know the story of giraffes and turtles? This is so beautiful. So in the Sahara Desert, right, giraffes and turtles occupy the same plain, the same land. Yet one is high up and has a vision beyond the trees. And the other is down at the ground and can only see down, right? Now, what happens is the turtles want to tell the giraffes what's going on in the Sahara, but their level of vision is only what's down on the ground. They cannot see what the giraffe sees. Their vision is not expansive. Stop hanging around turtles. Stop taking advice from turtles and become that giraffe that you need to be. Open up your expansive vision and know what is possible for you. If you feel me, give it I am a giraffe in the bloody comments. I am done with Turtle Town. I am immigrating. I am packing my Turtle Town bags. I am done. Thank you. Yes. Yes, you are, Steph. Legend. Beautiful. Kriti, are you able to share, my angel?
Yes, so there were a few things that really resonated with me. I think the top is sales is a service, because when it comes to sales, it's always the money thing, and it always different story in everyone's brain, how much you should charge or how much can you have. So there's a limitation, but when you think about and see it as a service, and then you can actually open multiple stream of sales through your comedy career. And I also liked very much resonated with me was I'm here to get good at being me. So not becoming as someone else, but I know what already good with me, and I want to polish it further. And I think, yeah, then there was one more, go all in and invest on yourself. So, like, to keep getting better, I think it's very important that you go all in and also invest on yourself.
Beautiful. Kriti, everybody. Let me tell you guys something. And I want you to get this right. And I want you to get this right now because life is short and life is precious. You can go all in. And for you, that may mean going out to comedy every single night and getting so good at comedy that you finally do get noticed. And that can take you 5 months, 5 years, 50 years. I personally don't have 50 years to waste. I do not have 50 years to waste trying to get good at this thing instead of just getting good at me and selling me. This is me, world. And you know what starts to happen when you start to sell yourself and you start to sell your service and you see it as a service? I go out there and I make people laugh. I make people laugh. What a joy. When there's so much shit going on in the world, I can go out there and change somebody's day by letting them laugh and let go. I'm doing God's work. If you cannot see that as a service, Angel Dove, I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on. Beautiful. Kriti, thank you, my love. Chamu, hello, my darling. First of all, welcome. And second of all, is there anything that you have gotten out, a takeaway, an aha, a breakthrough moment?
Firstly, I think I've been hustling with like poor connection. So you'll probably see me on two screens. That's not you hallucinating. But anyway, the takeaway for me has been when I just came in and went out is the first question where Lulu was answering as to what's the big why. And for me, that has been quite resounding. I just recently started comedy, by the way, I think maybe 2 months ago. But it's very unsettling for me because I'm someone who likes momentum. And that's why I signed up for this. So my key takeaway has been the ability to, or the nuance around selling myself as a service. Not myself as a service, that sounds really bad, but you know what I mean.
Totally. Chamu, everybody. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when I want you to make a commitment to go all in, I want you to really, and what today is all about, is to claim it, to own it. So your homework for today is to go into our Facebook chat. Do you need me to drop it in the comments? To go into our Facebook chat. And I want you to, in the Facebook chat, hold on, if I can find the link, that would be a miracle. Here it is. In that Facebook chat, you can record yourself. Even better if you record yourself, introduce yourself. And I want you to claim your identity. This is who I am. This is my active service. Feel free to sell yourself. We don't do enough of that. We do not do enough of that. We're waiting around for somebody else to sell us. And let me tell you something. You know, I heard something so beautiful the other day that I was like, oh, that's so true. For so long, I was trying to be Sarah Silverman. For so long, I was watching her stuff and writing like her and just trying to get my body posture and everything like her. And I was like, oh, wait, if I become Sarah Silverman, or if I emulate Sarah Silverman, I will never, ever be number one. I will always be number two. I will always be number two. You have something that is unique, special, genius, wonderful, that the world is dying to see. And I can tell you from becoming profitable, having a really successful career in South Africa, then leaving it all to start again in a new country. It is scary. It is scary. And it is terrifying, and it is all those bloody things. But if you do not make the decision today to claim that identity, to go all in on yourself, I can guarantee you 1,000 million gazillion percent nobody else will. I want you to join me. I want you to join me on this journey. And together, let's bloody make £1 million this year. Thank you, Steph. Yes. Let's have some big, and look, I've got cold shivers. Got cold shivers. The universe is with us. Okay. So for those of you who would like to join me, we are going to have a VIP session. We're going to have a little bit of a break. We're then going to have a VIP session where we're going to do some extra bonus training. Okay. The reason why I really would love you and suggest that you sign up for VIP is the way we are going to be delving deeper. We are going to have an extra bonus day of training on day 6. We are going to be working with AI. How many of you already work with AI, and not necessarily just for writing, but how many of you are delving into AI? Anyone? Not really. Lulu? Congratulations. Brilliant, 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 important. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, because soon the bots are going to be better than us, angels. So we better get in there. Zoe, thank you, my love. Thank you for showing up. And yeah, so I want to really encourage you to go all in the VIP session. We're going to have extra training here today. We're going to have a Q&A session as well. You're also going to get, I have a list of I've curated a list for I don't know how long of all the comedy festivals in the world. And I'm constantly adding to that list. So you're going to get that, which is just, it's going to open your mind up as to where you can be performing, how you can fund that, what you can do. You're going to get my comedy catalyst like dream board, not dream board, like a creation board, which is going to teach you how to like really create the offer, create comedy, things like that. And you're going to get this bonus VIP day, which is all about AI. You're also going to get access to AI that I have created. Me, a comedian, has created an app that not only allows you to write with AI, it has the structures of, let's say you want to write a sitcom, you can write a sitcom. Let's say you want to, it's got all the templates for you. But more importantly, or not more importantly, just as important, it is the comedy career catalyst toolkit in your pocket. You want your press kit designed? Bada bing, bada bong. You want the email swap files? Bada bing, bada bong. Okay, so for those of you who are joining me, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. For those of you who want to sign up, I will stop going live so that we can have the session together. And let me just drop the link so that you guys have it. There it is. And for those of you who want to go all in, I cannot wait to see you in VIP. Let's delve deep. Let's really get the most out of it. Angel Doves, I will see you in VIP in 10 minutes. And for those people who cannot make VIP or choose not to delve deeper, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are really going to be going deep into the framework. We're going to be working on characters, defining persona, and how important creating persona is in terms of turning this whole thing into a career. You know, Lady Gaga needed to become Stephanie Germanotta, whatever her name is, needed to become Lady Gaga for her to show up as a mogul. Who the hell do you need to become? Okay, Angel Doves, I will see you in 10 minutes in a VIP room for those of you who are sticking around. Otherwise, see you tomorrow, my darlings. Big love, big everything. Remember to stay hilarious. Please do not forget to do your homework. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now so it's done. Adore you.